We are talking today with Sandra Paul, who will be presenting at the EduPassions conference on September 3rd, and she's going to share with us just a little bit about what her presentation topic is going to be about and how you can learn a little bit beforehand. So Sandra, thanks for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, first of all, I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing it for about 22 years. Prior to doing IT and a lot more technology than I am now, I was a computer science teacher. I did coding, so I was teaching, and I'm going to date myself, Pascal. Yeah, I taught AP computer science, so and I was also a business teacher. So how I got into actually getting more into the infrastructure and talking more about technology was when I was a teacher, I had my own lab, and I had a volunteer that would come in and kind of help us because it was a private school who didn't have a lot of money. So I got tired of waiting on the person, so I started investigating myself. So I developed my own lab and developed, my own network and everything else. And from there, I've progressed to where I am today, where I actually work on Cisco equipment, and I actually work on a lot of, different innovative ways that students are engaged and, involved in education, where I've actually developed 2 Cisco academies in 2 different school districts that I worked in before. So that's where I'm coming from, and I don't see it slowing down. Some educators seem to think it is, but it's not going to slow down. It's just going to get bigger and bigger. So that's where I've come from.
Awesome.
So right now.
Very nice to meet you and to hear that whole perspective. What is your presentation going to be about for the EduPassions conference?
My presentation is coding for all, as you can tell, as a previous coding teacher, and I love coding. I'll be talking about kind of the progression of where we've come from to the point where anybody can code. Anyone can code. It don't take, everybody thought it was such a scientific and intricate way of coding. Nowadays, it's so easy to do. Kids are teaching themselves how to code. And it's so much fun to code because you get to see the reaction of things that you're working on. So it's really a lot of fun to see that type of thing. So my presentation will be talking about the different resources that teachers can use for coding. I'm going to show examples of what kids have done in the different school districts I've been in and what they've done with coding. So it's going to be primarily about that type of thing and where I see coding is moving towards. A lot more open source. Even technology companies like network technology companies are now requiring their staff to know coding. So I can tell you this, Cisco is now requiring their engineers to understand Python. So the way I see it is that our kindergartners today, it's going to be almost like a required language that they need to understand coding. And I think coding also develops what is called logic. And dating myself, I took a logic class when I was in college. So, this now is something that can be integrated across the entire curriculum, and kids can learn how to do that type of thing. So coding for all is where I see kids are going to be moving to. It's going to be a part of a curriculum and where we need to move our students to. So that's where my presentation is going to be about.
I love it. I can't wait. You're going to have me in your audience for sure. Sandra, can you give us a little bit of how to learn not just about you, but also what you're going to be talking about in the meantime? Any digital resources you can share?
Okay. Well, I do have I'm very active on Twitter. My Twitter account is spaul6414. So I use Twitter a lot. I'm also on LinkedIn and on Facebook too. Just look up Sandra Paul, New Jersey. Director of technology. So that's where you can find me.
Well, I think that pretty much does it in terms of capturing what you're going to be talking about. Is there anything else you want to put out there or anything you want to say about the EduPassions conference before we turn off the button?
Well, the one thing I would say is that if you haven't signed up, you need to sign up and become a part of it. I personally am looking forward to, watching several presentations and communicating with all the colleagues from all over the world, from what I see so far, and what the things that we will be talking about and that type of thing. So if you love education and you love to see, what's going on in the field of either ed tech or just education in as a field, sign up, definitely become part of the Edu Passions group and the Edu Match group and hear what's going on, because there's so much great things happening that I'm excited. And, you would think that I'd be thinking about maybe retirement, but to be honest with you, I'm so excited. I'm actually at the edge of my seat looking forward to see what's going to happen in the next 5 years or so.